So let's talk to Dave. This is exclusive, okay?
Yes.
If Micron Chairman CEO Sanjay Mehrotra, Sanjay, you did it, and I know I need for people to know how you blew the numbers away.
First of all, Jim and David, great to be back on your show here. Yes, I mean Micron delivered an exceptional record quarter with $9.3 billion in revenue, a 15% sequential growth driven by, of course, AI. Our data center revenue doubled on a year-over-year basis. Our HBM, high bandwidth memory, which is critical enabler for AI systems, grew 50% sequentially, and we are already at, if you look at our FQ3 results, HBM is already at an annualized run rate of $6 billion, more than $6 billion. So we see that growing nicely for us in fiscal year 26 as well in terms of HBM demand. And we also saw strong sequential growth in the consumer demand. So Micron continued to execute extremely well on our technology and product roadmap and manufacturing excellence, and that's what has positioned us well for a record guidance, massive increase of another 15% for our current fiscal fourth quarter, taking us to $10.7 billion at the midpoint of our guidance range.
All right, now, high bandwidth memory is driving a lot of this. By the way, that 15% sequentials is just awesome. But could you tell people where high bandwidth memory fits in? Because people do not understand your relation, say to NVIDIA, your relation to the data center. You're the heart of it in many ways in terms of making this stuff work, and I don't think you get enough credit.
You're absolutely right. We are very much the heart of this data revolution that's fueling AI. Let me show you this next generation memory, and I know this is difficult to see here between my thumb and my finger, but this is HBM4. This is the next generation memory. This is going to be key in terms of addressing the generative AI models as they get larger and more complex in driving the performance requirements, the low power requirements that are needed for inference applications for chain of reasoning systems as well as for large language models. This, Jim, is a technical marvel. We already have sampled this product. This is under qualifications. This will start shipping next year as customers are working through their plans for next year's systems and determining the mix, and we are actively working with them. So these are the kind of products that are absolutely technical marvel, and memory is a key enabler of AI because AI requires more and more data. Data lives in the kind of products, the kind of chips that I just showed you, and that's a technical marvel because that's 8 layers of memory stacked with a logic chip. Actually now 12 layers of memory chips stacked. This is amazing work by our engineers. And what's exciting is that we are able to deliver not only great specifications and industry-leading specifications, but we are able to ramp up manufacturing of this most complex memory product ever made in a highly successful manner and really getting to multiple billions of dollars of revenue on an annual basis.
Well, the $2 billion question is, are you sold out of what you just held up?
Yes, for calendar year 25, we are sold out of our HBM, working actively with our customers on their 2026 plans.
Now, you have worked at Micron a long time, and you and I have talked many, many years. It used to be much more a boom and bust. You would go up and then down. Some people who trade the stock still do that, but when I look at the smooth trajectory that you've made, you've changed Micron. How were you able to get out of the boom bust and go into secular growth?
You know, certainly our end markets, AI is driving growth not only in data center, it is absolutely driving growth for content in smartphone and PCs as well. An example being the latest generation smartphones, and more of them will get introduced later this year, that will have 12 gigabyte of DRAM, and that's a key enabler again for AI in your smartphone becoming your super intelligent assistant there. And that compares with just 8 gigabyte in leading-edge smartphones last year, right? And PCs, AI PCs driving the growth as well. So first of all, growth in terms of demand, AI is driving the growth from data center to edge, from servers to smartphones to PC, automobiles, robotaxis becoming data center on edge. And Micron has executed with clear leadership today fourth successive generation of technology leadership. This is where we have transformed Micron, manufacturing excellence, and most importantly, product portfolio that we have been able to shift toward a higher mix of solutions that are higher value to our customers. That's how we have transformed Micron. Of course, Jim, the cycles will be there in the future as well. There will always be ebb and flow in the end market conditions. Could be due to macro or due to various product platforms. But Micron is now an agile and adaptive company and continue to deliver sustained growth through the cycles.
Sanjay, I just wanted to follow up on some of your product portfolio. You know, we've been talking about AI-enabled PCs for some time here. They haven't seemed to really take with consumers. I do see in the call you guys are calling for, you know, low single-digit percentage growth, and that includes obviously increasing adoption of AI-enabled PCs. What gives you the confidence that that will start to take off?
So you're correct that the AI PCs, as well as AI and smartphones, have been looking for a compelling application, and AI-enabled PCs have been somewhat slower compared to prior expectation in their penetration. But as the Windows 11 related upgrade cycle comes, as the refresh comes for smartphones, you will see more and more of these AI PCs and smartphones in the market. We expect that 2026 you'll see growth. A lot of innovation happening with respect to compelling applications as well. And I just want to point out that what we said in our earnings call script yesterday was low single-digit PC sales unit growth in calendar year 25 and low single-digit growth for smartphones. But again, for us, what's important is that the memory content in these smartphones and PCs continues to increase, as I pointed out earlier. And that's driving year-over-year mid-teens % growth in terms of the bit requirements for DRAM as we look ahead.